And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and review. Well, not really a review, more of a follow up to my Avengers Infinity War spoiler review. Now, this is not a spoiler review per se, but I will have spoiled some moments in here. So if you haven't watched the movie or haven't watched my videos of my spoiler reviews for Avengers Infinity War, go back, watch those, because I'm going to be talking about my thoughts and maybe my guesses and for Avengers 4 and beyond to see what could be coming. I wrote some stuff down just to see what my notes kind of. So here's what I think what Avengers 4 could turn out to be. I mean, for all I know, I could be wrong, but I like to be surprised anyway. And then again, I like to be right when I'm right. Well, let's see what happens anyway. Like I was right when Thanos. I mean, not Thanos. Red Skull was alive, and it was cool to see him pop up in the movie. So at least that. So my first theory is obviously, I think a lot of people's theories is going to be time travel. Obviously, with Stark still alive, Cap still alive, Doctor Banner still alive. I don't know about Shuri, but they're gonna have to come up some way to figure out a way of time travel. Now, there's only one other person I think could help him with that little situation, and that's Hank Pym, if he survived. We don't know. For all we know, he could have turned to dust too. We just don't know. We have to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp to find that out. Because if he survives, he could actually help the others to figure out this time travel thing. And they're going to have to go back in time and warn them from... Not necessarily warn them, or bring back certain characters to help them in the future. What I think is going to happen is they're going to go back in time and they're going to go to the events of the first Avengers movie where Loki has not one, but two of the Infinity Stones. They're going to take those stones away from them instead of locking them away where they usually were. Remember, he has two of them. He's got the Tesseract, which is the Space Stone, and he's got a Scepter, which is the Mind Stone. Two of the Infinity Stones. So they're probably going to go back and take those things and bring it to the future so that way they can hide it. Maybe and make Thanos lose those two in his possession. Because he's off in his little vacation spot. So, who knows? That's my theory. When Captain Marvel comes around, because she will, for all I know, maybe she grabs the Time Stone. Maybe she goes off into space and fights Thanos herself and beats him. We don't know. Or gets her ass whooped. I have no idea. Everybody who dies, obviously, will come back. I just think everybody who didn't die from the snap prior to that are dead. Like Loki, I think he's going to die. He's officially dead. And I don't know about Gamora. I think Gamora will come back. I have no idea. That one's still a question mark because I feel with Loki dying, I just feel like he can't come back. Because, I mean, he could come back if they do time travel. If it changes things, I don't know if anything will change. But if nothing changes and they just go back to get the stones to try to, make him lose power or something, and Thanos has to go back to Earth to fight them, then possible. Maybe he won't come back. But if it changes everything, then he'll definitely come back and also Gamora, Houndout, and everybody else who supposedly died. Let's see. The stones, I think that once they beat Thanos in number 4, because remember, Thanos will come back. He'll be the main villain again, as always, as he's supposed to be. He's going to come back. They're going to fight him one more time. And if you've seen the trailers when they all run in to fight Thanos with the Incredible Hulk, I think they're going to use that footage that they took out from the movie to put in Avengers 4. I think Hulk will eventually come back and he will fight Thanos again. But this time, instead of losing, I think Hulk is going to bring out his Berserker mode. That ultimate power that he has. Remember, this is the Hulk. Every time he gets angrier, he's just going to get stronger and stronger. So he's going to come back with that world breaker power that he has. That's in the comics now. I mean, for all we know, they probably want to give it to him. But if he does have it, Thanos better watch out. So that's another theory that I have. Number 6. Thanos is not gonna die. He will not die. He will get defeated, and I think the Guardians are gonna lock his ass up somewhere, either in Nova, because Nova will come back. Obviously, Nova's destroyed. I don't know how badly it is. They never explained that Nova got destroyed, because we know that Nova had the Power Stone. They got their butts whooped probably. For all we know, Glenn Close's character in that movie, she's dead. For all we know, but Nova will come back, and they will lock up Thanos somewhere, or he'll disappear and hang out with Death somewhere or get married or whatever. But he's not gonna die. He'll still be around. They won't probably won't use him for a few movies, and then eventually bring him back for something else. That's just a guess. Let's see. This is good. No, number 7. Once the timeline changes, a lot of things are gonna change. So here's my thing. There's this, how there's this thing going on with Fox selling their rights to Disney, and they're gonna get the Fantastic Four back and the X-Men back. That's if it happens. This would be the great way to introduce the X-Men. Why? Because let's say the timeline changes, right? They can make that the Inhumans never happened. That all throughout this whole time, mutants were the problem. Right now in the MCU, Inhumans are the new thing. So are the thing. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows that they're the threat. But once they change time, this can be a great way to introduce the X-Men. Because then, instead of Inhumans being the big threat, the small big threat that everybody knows about, it will be the mutants. Because that was the one problem that I had, that if X-Men went to the Marvel Universe, how are they going to introduce the X-Men into it? Because mutants have been around for decades, and people need to know that stuff. So, and then Scarlet Witch, we know they won't call her Inhuman; she'll be a mutant. But the whole Magneto thing probably will happen. Her father will be Magneto. We'll probably eventually meet him. He'll be there, but we never meet him. He probably do his own thing, and then eventually he's probably looking for his daughter. I think Quicksilver will return, even though I don't know why he will return. But like I said, once they change the stuff, things are gonna change. And this also brings me to my next one, which is number 8. Fantastic Four will also be born. Now, no matter what, they couldn't introduce the Fantastic Four right now if they wanted to. Just have a newspaper clipping saying Reed Richards wins Nobel Peace Prize. They could have said that. Boom, they're in the MCU. But since the timeline will probably change, and I'm saying this is just a guess, they're gonna have how we say like astronauts getting attacked in space or whatever. Cosmic thing happens and 4 astronauts get hurt. Fantastic Four. There you go. Then they're gonna have, instead of the Avenger Tower being sold off, it's gonna be just the Baxter Building. That's what it's gonna be. That's gonna be the Fantastic Four building. Let's see what else were we gonna have here. Time travel, Fantastic Four. I think this time, I was saying it for number 4, or for a while, and I was screaming at the top of my lungs that this was gonna set up the Skrulls. I don't think so. I think Avengers 5 is gonna set up the Skrulls. That's my thing. Why? Because once they go back in time, that could be remember, Captain Marvel is fighting the Skrulls. Remember that. For all we know, she can destroy them. But if the timeline changes, they can survive and go to Earth and change into the Avengers. Then the Avengers could be eventually being Skrulls. They could be for all we know, when they do time travel, and they say that they time traveled and changed the past, that will be the Skrulls doing it. And then we'll find out there were Skrulls the whole time. That's my guess for Avengers 5. But that's a long time from now. I'm not even going to worry about that right now. That's just a little guess. But Avengers 4 will definitely be Thanos again. Bigger threat. For number 9. For number 10. I'm sorry, 10. Galactus. If the Fox deal goes through and Marvel gets back the X-Men and Fantastic Four, they will fight Galactus. It will be the start of a new slow build. Not as slow as Thanos was. It won't take another 10 years to get to him. I mean, you never know. It could. But I think maybe 4 or 5 movies going forward, they'll build up to Galactus. Either him or the Silver Surfer. One or the other. That's just a guess. I just don't know. Because we don't know if this whole deal is going to go through. Because if they don't get the rights back, and Fox decides it goes to somebody else, they're going to have to wait a whole another year till that deal goes through. Then they can get the characters back, because those characters still belong to Marvel and they can't be sold off any other property, any other company. So there you go. There should be one more. I think I had 11 things here. Fantastic Four, Civil Server, blah, blah, blah. It's gonna set up the new team. I think the Avengers are gonna be done. The original Avengers are gonna be done. So here's my new team. Here's what I'm gonna say is the new team. I think Captain America's done. I don't know if he's gonna die. I don't know if he's gonna disappear because of the timeline. Maybe he never left World War II. I don't know. But if he does die, or something happens with the timeline where he never existed in the modern day, then he's not coming back. He'll take his break, and then something eventually will happen when he does come back. So here's my new team lineup moving forward as the new movies. Captain Marvel will be the new leader of the Avengers. Why? Because first of all, she's a soldier herself. She's an airline pilot. She's the second Avenger, if you think about it, because once we get into the 80s or the 90s, whatever timeline her movies take place, she is technically the second Avenger. So there's that. Spider-Man obviously is going to stick around because of the whole deal with Sony. I think Sony will extend that deal. Doctor Strange, he's new. He's he's a Sorcerer Supreme. He's going to have to stay. The Scarlet Witch will definitely stay, unless they decide to make her evil and go with the Brotherhood of Evil. If it happens with the X-Men stuff, then that's a question mark. But I'm gonna stay. She's gonna stay with the Avengers because I like her with the Avengers. War Machine will still do his thing. I think he'll still be a part of the team. I think he'll still wear his iron suit. I think that will be pretty cool. They're gonna need Iron Man in their team anyway. Falcon will definitely stay. I don't know if he's going to take the mantle of Captain America. He could. I doubt it. But Falcon, Ant-Man, and the Wasp will definitely be part of the team. Here's one that I don't think you guys are going to think about. Tony Stark will still be part of the team. Not as Iron Man, just Tony Stark. He'll be helping out Shuri, doing their thing, building the weapons for everybody. And, yeah, he'll be retired because he's going to have a family with Pepper. That's my guess. And of course, the Winter Soldier. He'll probably be on and off with the team. You know, he'll probably help the team when they need it, because just like Black Panther, like I said, Black Panther's next, because he's also going to come back. He'll be on and off. You know, he'll stay in Wakanda and be his man, his right hand man. But when the Avengers need help, he'll help out the team as well. Obviously, like I said, Ant-Man will be a part of the team. Yeah, that's my gist of it. I think that's the top of the ice cream right there. I think that's going to be the new team. For all I know, like I said, I could write these notes and say that, but when the movies come out, it's going to be, I kind of have to throw this book out the window because it's not going to be true if it happens. But like I said, this is what I think is going to happen. I think all of this is going to happen in some way or form. And it's going to be fun for the next 10 years watching these movies. So, yeah. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about what I think is going to happen. And do you think any of this is going to happen? Or you guys think I'm just crazy? I'm just saying whatever, just for fun of it. Either way, it was fun thinking about it. So, hey, who knows what's going to happen? We have to wait to see what happens next year. Because Avengers 4 will be crazy. And if you think this is a part 1 movie, Avengers Infinity War, it's not a part 1 movie. This is its own movie. This has nothing to do with part 1, part 2. This is its own story. It's Avengers 4 will be its own story. So, there you go. Yes, it has a conclusion, kind of, but think about it. Thanos is a good guy in this movie, in his own mind. When you watch the movie, you understand, but like I said, it's going to be fun seeing what happens moving forward. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it, and stay tuned for more, and thank you very much, and have a good day.